Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Yusuf Lokman, also known as LY Edit, and on today's video I'll be showing you guys how to create a simple poster design using your smartphone on PSCC 2019. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notification button to get more of my content. With no further ado, let's get designing. Today's video I'll be showing you guys how you can create this simple design, light effects and shadows using PHCC 2019. So let's get on with the design. So first we'll be going with the canvas size of 1080 by 1350. You can go with any canvas size of your choice. That is just what I'll be using for this class. So all resources will be provided in the description. You can get them downloaded so as to follow along, and you can reach out to me on my Instagram and or Facebook at lead.designer or ly edit on Facebook. So this will be our subject for today: Nike Joyride collection, if not mistaken. So great. Now let's add in a background. Click on the empty layer and gradient. Great. So let's reedit this. This is one of the gradients which I save, of which I also show you guys how you can save gradients and additional tips. So for this, we'll be selecting our color from our subject. Good. So this, let's add in some saturation. Let's add some saturation. All right, not too much, not too much. Reduce the brightness. All right, click on the other one. Then select this. Now this, reduce the saturation and the brightness should be high. You can see. Then back here. So let's adjust properly. Good. Now this right here is where you can change the color. This right here is the recent gradient just created, and this image, this arrow right here, when you click on it, it enables you to have that gradient available for easy access. So just like that, as you can see, it's created it. So we're done. Now I think we should need to re-edit this. It's giving this sharp edge right here. So anyway, that shouldn't be a problem. Head over to FX, blur, and that should probably do it. Now for our subject, let's place our subject right here. Now always make a duplicate just in case. All right, done. Now for our other element, we won't be doing much. It won't be doing much. Now let's add in the cloud. Let's add in the cloud right here. Good. Now duplicate twice. Done. Let's hide this, and here, right here, let's transform, 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 and let's put it right here. So let's bring this to the back of our subject. Let's hide this. Great. Now we'll be creating a form of light effects which will be coming from here. as you can see. So on this note, we will be creating some light effects around here. We're creating some light effects, of which I will show you guys how to do that, and we will highlight some bright areas on this subject to make it pop and give it a kind of vintage look. Now let's get on with creating our light effect. Now add in an empty layer and head over to show pointers. So we'll be making use of this tool. Now I do find it a bit not helpful painting around with your thumb. So this tool actually helps you see what you're painting. When you click on the arrow, you'll be able to see what you're painting properly, unlike using your thumb where your finger will actually be like block the view and you won't be sure on what you're doing correctly. Now if you do notice around here, whenever I click on the arrow, something pops up. So the way you can use this is that whenever you click on it, it pops up right here. Then you click on that and it starts painting. So if you don't click on that, it won't paint. As you can see right here, it's not painting, but when you do that, as you can see. Now let's undo. So I'm adding empty layer. Now let's add in polygon to selection. First, let's get rid of the pointer. We won't be using it now. Now for light effect, let's create this. Good. All right, now make sure it's on an empty layer. Let's bring this above our subject. Head over to gradient, and now let's add this. Great. So the light will be fading but coming right from here. Now this should be good enough. Yes. So now deselect. You can deselect by just clicking on the empty layer, or you head over here and click on deselect. Now duplicate this, but before we do that, let's go to FX, Gaussian blur, and blur this. Good. Now let's duplicate layer. Good. Now hide this, come over here, and let's change the blend mode to screen. Now reduce opacity to 65. All right, and this, let's bring it up and change the blend mode to linear dodge to give it that bright effect. Now this is too much and we need to reduce that, so let's reduce that. As you can see now, the light effects is showing, and we already created that successfully. Now we can add a little blur on this. But I do this, just reduce the opacity instead. So let's just reduce the opacity instead. Great. Now this right here is looking very, very nice, as you can see. Now to add in our subject, lights, highlights, yes, sorry. Now back here and head over here and click on select pixel. Now subject is selected since the highlights will be created in it. Now an empty layer which should be above the subject. Great. Now head over here and brush. So we'll be creating an highlight to show the light reflection. Yes. So let's get our show pointer right here, but first let's So let's color. Let's go with white. Now let's tweak our brush properly. Yes. Now for the brush, it's a bit tricky at times. I personally don't find it hard, but first we're creating a soft glow light. Yes, but I will suggest for you to start off with creating an hard glow light. Now how can I actually get that done? So what matters the most is the opacity and the flow. Yes, so you can add in the hardness, but no, it will be too hard. So let's bring that down. Let's bring up our flow opacity, reduce the size. As yes. Now let's look at this. Now let's look at this and see right here. Okay, so very careful, not too much. Great. All right. All right. Easy. Don't want to be too much. Okay, good. Now let's reduce the size and let's head over here. All right, so let's get the highlights all done and in place. Great. So I can add a little bit right here. Sorry, let's add a little bit right here. A little bit right here. Great. So that is that. Now let's add in some soft touch. Reduce the flow. Reduce the flow. Reduce the flow. And let's head over here and get this done. All right. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So now deselect and hide pointer tool. Now you can see we've created an highlight right there. So now it's not a bit so much. Yes, it's not so much. It is not so much, but it's good enough. Now you can probably add in more highlight and make it realistic, but with the light on, I think this looks nice enough. So depending on what you intend designing or how you intend designing it, that's that. Now let's head over here and blend mode. Let's try overlay. Now overlay looks great. It's not too much. Overlay looks nice. So back to our brush and let's add in some few touches. Sorry, I need to select. So let's add in some new touches. So I pick 0 and back here, add in some touches. Great. Add in some touches. So right here, so overlay, as you can see. Good. Nice. Some light is coming on from this end, so we can reduce the size, flow and opacity, so to just blend it in general, as you can see. Blend it in general, blend it in. Good. Now deselect, sorry, hide and deselect. So this actually looks nice, and when if it's a bit too much, just reduce its opacity. Now back to this. And this is looking really nice, but I do feel we should reduce the light effect. Great. Now so this is looking nice. So to add a little bit of shadow, so it's a bit not necessary because I do feel it isn't, but for the sake of the tutorial, like I said, I will show you guys how you can actually add a custom shadow. Now select a new layer. Now this should be brought right on top of the cloud. Now head over to show pointers, and under our tool right here, the lasso tool. Now let's create kind of light effects. Now looking at the shadow, it should come, let's say something, let's look at it from a live perspective. So if the light is coming right here, then a drop shadow won't really actually show. Yes, because the surface is far. Yes, but for the sake of tutorial, like I said, I'll be showing you guys how you can create one. So let's just get one done. So draw a lasso tool, just get something done right. Yes. So anyway, now that is on the empty layer. Now gradient, let's add in black. Sorry, hide your pointer. Now gradient, black. All right, this is good enough. Now deselect. So head over to effects, blur. As you can see, we've been able to create the shadow effect. So if maybe by chance you're designing something different and you intend adding in a shadow, you can easily use this method to create one. So just put that right here, reduce the opacity, we won't need much of it, reduce the opacity and just have it right there. Good. So now let's bring back this to cloud. Now let's bring this to the back. Now above our subject, transform, 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 and let's place it right there. Now let's change the blend mode. So let's try overlay. Now overlay is kind of a bit, it's cool but not really cool. Near dodge is too harsh, so we're going with screen. Now I like the overall look. Now for the other cloud, let's bring this to the back, transform, transform, right? So this adding screen. right, so this is looking good enough. This is looking good enough. Great. All right, now for this shadow, let's add in some effects. Brightness and contrast, a little of brightness and contrast. Shouldn't be too much. So let's reduce this opacity. I think it's affecting it much. All right, so this is looking good. Now to add in some little touches here and there, I'll head over to magic wand and select. Now the tolerance right here is a bit okay. Yes, so let's deselect and probably adding an empty layer right here. Good. So now let's zoom in and click on this. I'm sorry, select or saturate, click on this. Okay, deselect. Okay, let's reduce the tolerance to 80. So select. All right, good, and reselect. Great, and select. Great. Now add the mode. Sorry, this is just to select, this is to add another selection, and this is to minus selection. So let's add this. Great. So click on the empty layer now, but before that, let's enable this. I can see the big difference. Now let's enable this and move it out of the way. Sorry, since I made a mistake. Selection is still on, so let's deselect. Let's deselect. Now enable this and let's bring it out. We will need to select some colors of it. Now let's reselect this again. Select and select. Good. Now the new subject, the new layer, head over to fill and stroke, color, and select from the subject. Great. So this should be good enough. All right, right there. Now deselect and let's hide this. Right here and FX creation blow. As you can see, it's giving that kind of like light effect. That's kind of shining light effect. Great. So let's not let it be too much. Linear dodge. Great. Just perfect. Reduce the opacity. Good. And right here also, I think we should reduce the opacity of the light. All right, so this right here is our design, looking great, fantabulous. So it remains little touch which we will probably add in, but before that, let's create something very fast. Let's transform this. Head over to the right. All right. I think this was how it was achieved. Great. Now let's transform one more time. We only need the colorful parts. Again, direction. Good. Now head over here, linear dodge, as you can see. So that was how that was actually created. So you can just duplicate. That's nice. Then transform to the other side, and great. And there you have it. Simple photo manipulation on PHCC. Save and export out. Now to export out your design, click on here, save to gallery, click on the image and OK, and you should have it exported out. Now here is our design. Here is the recent one we just did. Now take it up to photo editing app, either Photo Room or Lightroom, adding some texture, sharpness and little vibrance, and you should have something as close as this. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow and share to a friend who's going to find this helpful and resourceful. Once again, thank you for watching.